Hey everyone, it's Ivone Mirakisondo again. So I've been out for a few weeks. I don't even want to talk about that, but I'm feeling much better. Yay. But I missed a couple of astrology updates. So what I want to do today is bring you up to speed to what's going on and take a look at the next few weeks here, the rest of December, and see what's in store for us. All right, but before we do that, I want to go back and I want to revisit the eclipse that happened on the 30th of November. So I'm pulling that up right here. Yes, this is the 30th of November. It already passed. I know, I'm not crazy. Well, that's debatable. But anyways, I want to take you back to November 30th because this is really a significant shift. So we have eclipses, right? There's lunar eclipses and then there's solar eclipses, and they tend to follow a specific cycle. So for a significant period of time, anywhere from 22 to 24, 22 to 18 months, we'll have eclipses happening in a specific part of the astrological chart. Prior to the 30th, we had eclipses, happening or occurring in Capricorn, okay, and Cancer axis. All right, so this is water and earth. But on the 30th, we had a shift. And so here's the moon. The moon is in Gemini, okay? And of course, the sun over here is in Sagittarius. So we had a shift from Capricorn earth, Gemini water, Capricorn earth, Cancer water, to Sagittarius fire and Gemini air. That's a huge shift, okay? Well, what does this all mean? Okay, with the moon in Gemini, we have this needing to obtain facts. Gemini is about fact finding. It's about taking those facts and dispersing them. Okay, and that's, take a look at what's been going on, especially here in the US since the election. And I have a totally different video for that. But we've seen this disbursement of facts or information, whether they're true or not, that's a different story, but we've seen this disbursement of facts, okay? Gemini always like to consider it as the inquirer. Yeah, it picks up all those facts and then it puts them together and then it just kind of, sends them out to the public, and then the public decides what to do with them, right? That's the energy that we are stepping into. Okay, Sagittarius, on the other hand, is like the great encyclopedia. It holds on to facts and it stores them away and it says, how can I become wiser? All right, so we have this shift right now of determining whether those facts that we're being fed socially are actually genuine, honest, wise, provoking facts. Just gonna leave it there. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of what I think, but that's the energy that we're now dealing with, right? So we went from this water and earth to now this air and fire. And so we have a lot of, facts going on. And so what do we do with that is really the core of this. Now, this particular lunar eclipse is a culmination of the prior Capricorn Cancer stuff that has been happening. Okay, so if you can think back to about 20, 18 months, anything that started around that time period for you, this is probably coming to a culmination or it's shifting significantly. And that's what lunar eclipses tend to do. Right? So now let's move into, now let me share with you, ta-da, where's the share screen? There it is. Now I'm going to share with you the eclipse that's coming up on the 14th. Okay, so here we go. So we just had the lunar eclipse on the 30th. And eclipses, again, tend to come in twos, right? So we have a lunar eclipse, and then 2 weeks later, we'll have a solar eclipse. All right, so here's the eclipse for, let me get my notebook out. Here we go. This is the eclipse that's going to happen on the 30th. Nope, the 14th of December. But let me back this down a little bit so you can actually see the date. There we go, the 14th of December. Okay, what's cool about this? You will notice that we have the two luminaries, the sun and the moon, in Sagittarius. Okay, what did I just say? We shifted over from Capricorn to Sagittarius, right? So now we have the solar eclipse happening in Sagittarius along with Mercury and the south node in a very, very, very tight placement. Okay, all right, so what does this all mean? Well, let's figure it out. This particular solar eclipse, anything solar really is about initiation because the sun represents energy. The moon represents motion, okay? But because the moon is hidden during a lunar eclipse, we can't really see a lot of what's going on. In a solar eclipse, we have the sun tapping out on us, but there's still energy there. It's not a void. So solar eclipses are really about new beginnings, about what's going on in here. So this particular cycle is dealing with Sagittarius stuff. Sagittarius is about planning for the future. It's about taking a look at those goals and trying to attain those goals. It's about taking all the wisdom that we've incurred, all the facts that we have, and how can we use them in a positive or negative, depends kind of person you are, but how can we use it in our life really is what we're looking at. Sagittarius has that fire and that essence to get things started. Sometimes it will trip up on itself because it doesn't like to focus on the facts, but that's where Gemini comes in, right? The opposite side of the axis. Gemini is about those details and those facts. So this is really a time to start planning, getting your facts together, taking a look at what you want to initiate, what you want to bring energy into in the area of, it could be travel. Well, travel right now is a little quirky because of, COVID, right? But it could be travel for the future. It could be international traveling, especially. It could deal with anything philosophical, higher education, anything dealing with magic, wisdom, philosophy. I know, and those are so, you're like, oh my God, give me something concrete, Yvonne. But this is really the foundation of who we are. If we don't have a philosophical perspective, which is Sagittarius, then it makes it difficult for us to start or initiate anything. So what do we want to do? We want to take a look at our paradigm right now. We want to take a look at our philosophy. We want to take a look at what is it that we need to initiate from in here for the next 18 to 20 months. All right, cool. So that's number one. The second thing that I want to show you is everybody's talking about it. Yes, everybody. It's an absolute. Okay. Well, not everybody, but everybody's talking about this. The Great Conjunction. Ooh, does anybody know what that means? Okay, I do. Lucky for you. All right, and some of you might know exactly what it means, but this happens on December the 21st. Okay, it's Monday, and it happens exactly at 12:20 p.m. And this is Central Standard Time. Okay, so backtrack from there. But essentially, the Great Conjunction is the connection between Saturn and Jupiter, the two big planets. Saturn, the planet of restraint and law and structure and constriction, versus Jupiter, the planet of expansion and growth and wisdom and community from a global perspective or a regional perspective, right? It's about the masses. So these two come together in Aquarius, okay, at 29 minutes, not even a degree, 29 minutes. All right, well, why is this really cool? Because we had Capricorn energy. Saturn was in Capricorn for 2.5 years. Jupiter was in Capricorn for 1 year since last December, 1 year in each sign, okay? Pluto's been in Capricorn forever, like it's never gonna leave. It is eventually, but anyways. But the shift from hardcore Capricorn, structure, foundation, really getting down to the bare bones of things, hierarchy, government, law, okay? All of those themes have been emphasized so far in our experience, especially globally, right? Like the world literally came to a halt. That is Saturn and government and finances coming to a halt. Stop, okay? There's this shift now between these two planets, okay, into Aquarius, an air sign. This is the Great Conjunction. It happens every 20 years and it shifts where it happens, as well in 200-year cycles. But anyways, this shift is really taking us collectively from a lot of government and a lot of structure to a more independent social reform, which is essentially going to happen. So Aquarius is about social reform. It's about the people. It's about the masses. It's about technology. It's about the internet. I mean, we're literally having to live a new lifestyle at this point. My poor kiddos that I counsel, okay, they're the teens and the, you know, even the young adults that are having to learn virtually. They're not doing well, a lot of them, okay? But that's not going to go away anytime soon. We're literally transitioning into an air type of experience, especially for the next 2.5 years, right? Jupiter does much better in Aquarius than it does in Capricorn. In Capricorn, Jupiter wants to grow. Capricorn's like, party pooper, I don't think so, because we Capricorns are party poopers sometimes, okay? But when it shifts to Aquarius, it does much better. Saturn rules Capricorn and it rules Aquarius, right? And so those two are more structured, more serious, more foundational in their approach. But Jupiter, because Aquarius is an air sign, does much better. Not perfect, not amazing, but it does way better than it's been struggling with Capricorn. All right, cool. So that's what's going to happen. This great conjunction, you can see it on the 20th. It's towards dusk. It'll absolutely look beautiful. And because of the alignments, the delineation really is like 0.01% off, okay? It's going to look like one big star. Some people are calling it the Nazarene star or the Star of Bethlehem. That's really what it's going to look like. But what does it represent? Symbolically, what does it represent? Hope, freedom, future, right? The star up in the skies that points the direction. This great conjunction is taking us from this earth energy, grounded government structure to air, freedom flowing. There's going to be a shift that's going to happen gradually. And we're going to start to feel it. We're going to start to feel the freedom of, you know, all of that constriction that we've been having, especially in 2020. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing that happens is that Mercury already moved into Sagittarius. It spent quite a while in Libra and then Scorpio. We won't talk about Scorpio season. I love my Scorpios. Anyways, Venus now is transitioning from Scorpio into Sagittarius. So these two, you know, planets, the thinking, the mind, the fact-finding, okay, Mercury and Sagittarius wants to take those facts and wants to do something with them. And now Venus comes in and says, ooh, how am I going to communicate and connect, you know, on an individual level? It's got to be passionate, it's got to be fiery, it's got to be, you know, ooh, okay, so we have a lot of fire energy happening. The eclipse, the solar eclipse on the 14th in Sagittarius, Mercury moving into Sagittarius, and then Venus moving into Sagittarius 2 days before the eclipse. So that's a lot of Sagittarian energy going on. I think we kind of need it, right? Anyways, that's the update for now. I will video record another update as we get closer to 2021. Please know that this is not going to end suddenly. Like, we're not going to wake up on the 1st and go, wow, everything's so different. No, it actually is a little bumpy at the beginning of the year. I'm not gonna lie. Bumpy in January, bumpy in February, and it's not until March that we start to see some reprieve. So we still have a way to go astrologically, but we're definitely beyond all of the yuck stuff that happened in January with Mars and Saturn and Pluto, and then Jupiter coming into the mix, all in Capricorn, and blah, blah. It gets better. All right, my loves. Take care. If you want to learn more about your astrology, visit spiritualessence.com, that's spiritual-essence.com. Reach out to me. I'll be happy to, you know, create an astrological chart for you. We can have a consultation. You can learn more about yourself and all that good stuff. All right. I hope everyone stays safe. Blessed be.